It's March 6th and I've just spent the day in the garden. The chicks are outside, it's beautiful weather, and we finished planting the rest of our cool season stuff and getting the chicks ready to go outside. So I'll show you what we've done today. The chicks are now 1 month old. It's not supposed to get below freezing anytime in the next week or two, so I think they've got enough feathers now to be outside full time. They've spent the day outside already today in this little rabbit hutch that we've got, and I'll keep them in here another day or two and then move them to the tractor as soon as I can get the hens out of the tractor. So they've been pecking around on the grass all day, enjoying the sunshine. In the garden we planted some more peas, carrots, dill, radishes. We finished spreading the mulch. Well, not finished, but we got all the trenches filled. Here's the bed that we prepared today, just a small area. Put up a trellis. This trellis is just a couple of lightweight T-posts and some concrete mesh, but this will be just good enough for some peas to grow on. Planted a row of peas and dill, a row of dill and a row of carrots. And then we went back to this bed that we planted last week and put one more row of radish in here. In this bed we've got onions, kale, carrots, and radishes. We finished filling in the trenches. I had dug swales or trenches between each bed and then filled them with wood chips. So this one, I guess this one was already filled, but today we finished filling in this trench and this one that goes along towards the back. I have peas already growing on this trellis. And then you'll see all that cardboard around the edges. That's just to keep the weeds down. We can't really grow anything that close to the fence, but we lay down cardboard to keep the weeds from growing through the mulch. So there's some cardboard over there that's blowing around. And then you can see here we've started covering up this cardboard with the mulch. But we still have a ways to go on that. These peas are doing pretty well. I planted these in January. They're a couple inches high. The chickens are doing good. I've got 4 hens in here. Just on late last week, I built this PVC feeder so I can put some grain in there and they can peck out grain whenever they want it right out of there. Hi, chickens. So they're doing well, but since I have these other chicks that just hatched, I think we're gonna send these guys back to the farm. Hi. I've had them in the garden all winter to help keep weeds and bugs in control. But I think they can go back to the farm where they have more room to free range. So I'll take these back to the farm and then I can put the 1 month old chicks in here. And then we have some other eggs that are about to hatch in the next 2 or 3 days. They'll go into the brooder where the 1 month old chicks had been indoors in the basement. So just keeping everything rotating. You can see where the chickens have been down this whole row and have scratched out all the weeds. There's a little bit here and there. Oop. And then I'll put them on this patch. The chicks I'll put on this green patch next that's right here. And then in a week or two I can move them back to this long bed which will be where we plant some tomatoes and peppers in April. So I have seeded some ryegrass, wheatgrass, and a mixture of clover in here so that in a couple weeks I can move the chickens' tractor into this area, let them eat all the green in here. Once they've eaten the green and scratched up the dirt, it'll be just in time to start planting tomatoes and peppers. I just noticed we have some strawberries blooming. It's the first week of March and we already have strawberries getting ready to grow out to bloom. Or they have bloomed, they're getting ready to grow fruit. This bed really expanded. I had just one small row of strawberries right along this one edge of the bed, and now they've grown all the way up the side. And my rosemary is blooming too. One other thing we did today was set up this area, this garden bed near the house. I had the chickens here for a while, I think in December, and I was feeding them sunflower seeds mixed in with their feed at that time. So once I took the chickens off, a bunch of sunflowers popped up. So I left the sunflowers on this side of the bed and I pulled all the ones that were on this other side, set up the trellis. I had a frost blanket over this whole area. I was trying to grow garlic, but I guess it didn't seem to take. I planted it too late in the season. So the parsley's doing great though. Look at this. This parsley is from last year. I planted it last spring and it just looks amazing. It's huge and bright green and healthy. So right along the trellis I planted peas, like English peas, and then a row of parsnips and a row of carrots. And then inside of these cinder blocks we started growing dill. So we planted some dill in a few of these cinder blocks. I'll add some other marigolds and other flowers in when it gets a little warmer. On this end we planted some chives just to see if that'll grow. I don't know if they'll take or not. So it's been a busy day work in the yard. Time to clean up, get ready for dinner. See you next time.